Welcome to a brand new episode of the Transfer Talk where we'll be discussing the latest Palace transfer rumours of the day, so let's get into it. The first rumour of the day is on Bakayoko. According to Italian newspaper Calcio Mercato, Fulham and Crystal Palace have emerged as contenders for Chelsea's midfielder. However, there's a twist to it. Both clubs' interest in Bakayoko could be genuine, but given the constant reports of Milan wanting him, dragging the two English clubs could be a ploy to put pressure on the Serie A side. So Bakayoko is only 26 years old, another defensive midfielder that we're linked with. But as I've said in previous episodes, we do need midfielders in the long term. But the thing about Bakayoko is that he performed relatively well at Chelsea. Then his confidence dropped and it seemed like Frank Lampard is not really interested in getting him back at the club on a permanent deal. And that's why he's gone out on loan to the likes of AC Milan and Monaco, where he has performed. So the question has to be asked, can he do it back in the Premier League? Because as we've seen it with the likes of Sørloth, where certain players may not be able to do it in the Premier League, but then they go abroad and then they're able to perform at a top level. For example, Sørloth is now linked with a move to Red Bull Leipzig, so it has worked in his favour. And with Bakayoko, can he do it back in the Premier League? I guess that's $1 million question, which we don't know. But he has done it previously. It just depends on his confidence levels, just similar to Sørloth. But another thing to consider in this report is that last bit about the AC Milan rumours. He has performed at AC Milan well, gone out on loan there, and AC Milan do want him on a permanent deal. So this could just be Chelsea putting Fulham and Crystal Palace into the picture to make sure that they get the best deal possible for Bakayoko, because it puts the pressure on AC Milan. If you don't pay up, then we could sell him easily to Fulham and Crystal Palace. So it could be games getting played. We don't know, but Bakayoko, 26 years old, defensive midfielder. We'll see what happens with that one. It's the first time that he's been mentioned so far this window. So the next transfer rumour of the day is on Ryan Fraser. According to Sky Sports, Crystal Palace are willing to put together an attractive financial package for Fraser as they look to beat West Ham United and Fulham to his signature. We've been linked with Ryan Fraser for a long time now, the 26-year-old winger. It seemed like when he first left Bournemouth, the initial reports were suggesting that he wants around £100,000 a week, which was difficult because I don't really see many clubs offering that much for the Bournemouth winger. He's not bad in any terms. It's not about his style of play, but it's just due to the fact that is it worth £100,000 a week? I'm not too sure because of what happened last season at Bournemouth. But when you look at Ryan Fraser's career as a whole and look at what happened before last season at Bournemouth, was the fact that he was performing at a top level, and there were clubs like Arsenal interested in him. So he's not like he's a bad footballer, but his head wasn't in the game last time around. But now it seems like Palace are going to offer another contract. Now, I'm not too sure how much it will be. Before, reports were suggesting maybe £50,000 a week for Ryan Fraser. That sounds a bit more realistic than £100,000 a week. West Ham are involved. West Ham need to sell before they can buy. That's what the reports are suggesting. And Fulham, I'm not too sure with them because last time around when they got promoted, we saw what happened. They spent big, they got relegated, and now they're back up again. They might not want to spend and build a new squad and do the same thing that dropped them around last time, where they got relegated by building a whole new squad. So I doubt it. So it seems like Ryan Fraser needs to lower his wage demands. And if it's around the £50,000 a week, which we've been talking about, then it is a realistic option for Palace, and it's one that I'll be excited about because, as I've said, if he puts his head down into the game, if he can play like the Ryan Fraser that he played like 2 seasons ago, then this is a brilliant footballer to have alongside Wilfried Zaha if he stays at the club. So it'll be a positive move, but we're backing for Ryan Fraser. Fingers crossed that it accelerates and doesn't die down for another week or two again. The last transfer rumour of the day is on Jamal Lewis. According to Football Insider, Crystal Palace have set their sights on signing Norwich City defender Jamal Lewis. But the 22-year-old is in high demand among English sides this summer, but the Canaries are holding out for a fee of around £20 million if they are to let him go. We've been linked with Jamal Lewis before, but last time around we were talking about it. And what's the point of signing another left-back when we've already got Mitchell and Patrick Van Aanholt at the club? And this brings a bigger question. Is there a problem with Mitchell where Roy Hodgson doesn't like him? Because Mitchell hasn't played as much, even towards the last couple of games. Yes, he did have 1 or 2 starts after Patrick Van Aanholt's injury, but he hasn't really been favoured in Roy Hodgson's side because even when we have nothing to play for, he hasn't played. He hasn't played until injuries happened and he was pretty much forced to play. And with Patrick Van Aanholt, he has been rumoured to leave the club, but that isn't going to happen by the looks of it because PSV have pulled out the race, and there hasn't been anything suggesting that PSV are going to come back into Patrick Van Aanholt for this summer. And yeah, so if Patrick Van Aanholt's at the club, then what's the point of signing another left back when we need strikers and we need attacking players because we've been struggling creatively? So I don't really see this the Jamal Lewis rumours being true, because I don't see Palace spending £20 million on a defender when we need to spend £20 million on attackers. And how much money have we got left in the bank? Because it doesn't seem like that much. Otherwise, we would have brought in Eze and the likes of Watkins. So it seems like we're tight right now, and we're not going to be spending £20 million on Jamal Lewis. But maybe the club do sell one of the defenders and do bring in Jamal Lewis. But as I've said, it's very unlikely. Well, that's it for today. Hope you guys have enjoyed the episode. As always, if you do enjoy it, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future content. And until next time, up the Palace.